My name's Tamsin and I'm the founder of Glitzbox. Glitzbox is a jewellery rental subscription where my aim for it was basically to get different independent designers more exposure. So when I was at NotOnTheHighStreet, I spoke to a lot of designers. I worked with them quite closely and they were always struggling to get visibility, and it's quite a saturated market. So with Glitzbox you subscribe for £39 and then you receive 3 different pieces of jewellery from different independent designers. You can wear it for the whole month and then you can either buy a piece or just return it all and get new stuff all the time. Like when I was at uni and stuff, I didn't really think like, oh, I'll start a business. It wasn't, I think some people like always want to. And it didn't really occur to me. No one in my family had like started a business or anything like that. But I think it was more the idea, because I thought of this idea and I was like, oh, I don't want anyone else to do it because I'd love to work on this and I wish it existed. There were some kind of similar-ish companies in America that like did subscription-based jewellery things with like different price points and things, and I contacted them to see if like they were coming to the UK or anything like that. Didn't really hear anything back, so I was like, well, why not just try and do it? Like I've worked with jewellery designers before. I didn't feel like it would take too much to get started up. I do graphic design, so I could do a website. Also, I felt like I wasn't necessarily progressing as quickly as I wanted to in the job I was doing. And I'm quite young still, I'm 25, so I was like, now I can try, I don't have many responsibilities. If it all doesn't work out, at least I've got that experience to then go back, do something else. And I think maybe I wouldn't have quit my job if it hadn't been a bit of a conflict of interest, because where I worked on the high street, sell jewellery, I was going to sell jewellery, I couldn't really work there at the same time. So that gave me the push to be like, I'm either going to do it or not. So I had some options to do freelance work as well, and I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to do it. So I self-funded it. I kind of had saved for traveling, and I'm quite good at like working and saving, so I used to save to go traveling, and then I was like, oh, I want to start this business, so I sort of started saving for that. And I also borrowed some money from my parents, and that's what I started with, and it was 10 grand to kind of get everything started, and that's the money I've still got now. And then I've also applied to Virgin Startups, which is like a startup scheme where they give you a mentor, and so I've just had an extra 2k from them to like get going, so that's really nice. And they match you with a mentor as well, so I'm waiting to be matched, which that was like a main reason for like going for it. Yeah, because I think it would be very easy to have a lot more money, or no, it wouldn't be very easy, but it would be very nice. But I think it's important to kind of try and limit it initially until you've proven a concept and made sure it works and people actually want to buy it before throwing loads of money at it. I'm still learning them, definitely. Like I think everything you try, the first time you try it, you maybe like don't do it right, and then you speak to someone who maybe has done it, or you learn the hard way that things don't work. I think I'm just guessing a lot of the time. I think NotOnTheHighStreet was really good, and like they were kind of a startup hub that got bigger, and they work with a lot of small businesses, so that was really useful because the resources we were trying to share with small businesses is then useful for me. So I think that was a real advantage to have that. But yeah, still learning. I go back and forth between like, oh my god, I've had the best email, this person said this to me, and like everything's going to be great, it's going to be amazing. And then I'll have like someone cancel something, or like something just doesn't go right, and it tends to be like a few things in a row, and you're like, why am I bothering? Like this is so... And there is that pressure of if things don't go right, it's all that time I've invested, or my money, like it's kind of... Whereas if you make a mistake in a business, you work for a business, it tends to kind of not be as big a deal. I think it's hard because I think I'm still so early days that I could be a failed entrepreneur, if that makes sense. Like I think it does take a lot of stamina to actually continue. So like it takes a lot of energy and determination to actually be like, oh, I've got an idea and I'm going to do something about it. Yeah, I think the hard thing is, I think if you have an idea that you really like, you don't really want to delay it, and you don't want then someone else to do it either. So if that comes at uni or any stage, I think I would say go for it. But also you can work for a company alongside it. You don't have to do one or the other. So I've done a lot of part-time or freelance work, and I think companies are becoming more open to that as well. So if you can possibly do your own thing and also learn on the side, I think that's really important. I couldn't stop thinking about the idea. I really wanted to do it, and I was doing it in my evenings, like researching and stuff. So I think there's no good solution. I wish I had actually tried to do a business at uni, because that you have so much more time and you don't really think of using it. You're like, oh, I'm gonna hang out and watch TV. But there were ideas I had that I could have maybe put more, and then there's lots of support as well. Like there's loads of tutors and people around that can help. So it's a good time to get into something. And I think there's definitely support out there. It's just like asking for it and getting in touch. And I think there are so many different things you can do that sometimes you forget to actually do them. So yeah, I might have a look at that.
Cool.